The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. Book Talk by Jessica Kinsman. Imagine that you've never been outside before. You've never seen a tree. You've never seen grass. You're walking across a field when suddenly you stumble upon the ocean for the very first time.
Those scenarios sound crazy, don't they? But they were Ada's reality. The War That Saved My Life is historical fiction that was set in Europe just before the outbreak of World War II. Ada is about 10 years old, and she lives in London with her mom and her younger brother, Jamie. But Ada's never been outside. She has no friends, she has never been to school, and all that she knows of the world is what she can see from a second-story window. Ada was born with a birth defect that's known as a clubfoot, and because of that, one of her feet was twisted in such a way that she was unable to walk. Her mom resents this and abuses her both physically and emotionally, sometimes even locking her in a cabinet underneath the sink. But Ada is determined to teach herself to walk one summer, and it's a good thing that she did. That fall, the war arrived, and Londoners began to evacuate children to the English countryside for their safety. Ada's mom forbids her from going, telling her that no one will want her and her ugly foot. But she makes a plan to escape, and she brings her younger brother Jamie with her. The two arrive in Kent and are brought to stay with a woman named Susan Smith. Now, Miss Smith is dealing with her own personal tragedy and really doesn't want the children, but she brings them in and cares for them. She gets them new clothes, gets them food. She even brings Ada to a doctor. The doctor determines that with an operation, Ada's walking could be improved a bit, so they write a letter to Ada's mom asking permission. In the meantime, Ada enjoys all types of freedoms that she didn't have in London. Miss Smith lets her outside. She sees trees, she sees grass, she sees the English Channel. Every day she rides a pony named Buttercup. But while Ada is enjoying her time in Kent, her fear never goes away. Every day she wonders if today will be the day that her mother comes and brings her back to the cabinet underneath the sink. But while Ada was making friends and enjoying Kent, the war was spreading across Europe, to Norway and Denmark and Belgium and France, and eventually to Britain. It came the second week of July. It had been a hot day, so we had kept the windows wide open and the blackout down. For once I'd fallen into a sound, dreamless sleep. Whoop, 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 whoop. The sirens at the airfield wailed louder and louder. I grabbed my crutches. Susan came flying in. Hurry, hurry, she said. I couldn't hurry. Going downstairs took time. My hands shook. I wouldn't be fast enough. I would be bombed. Jamie ran ahead, but Susan waited for me. It's all right, she said. Don't panic. Across the living room, out the back door, Jamie ducked into the Anderson shelter and stuffed Bovril in his basket. The cat howled. I stood at the door of the shelter. I'd never yet gone inside. I hated it. It scared me. It was so much like the cabinet under the sink at home. Ada, Susan said behind me, move. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go inside. Not into that damp shelter that smelled exactly like the cabinet. Not into that darkness. Not into that pain. A noise like the plane exploding. Bombs, real bombs here in Kent. German bombs, everyone feared, here in the cabinet under the sink. Will Ada make it into the shelter? Will they survive the bombing and the blitz that's yet to come? Will Ada's mother approve her surgery, or worse yet, will she return to take Ada and Jamie home? If you'd like to find out more, you'll have to get to your library and pick up a copy of The War That Saved My Life.